into work again. If you're joining me for the rewatch, just a couple of quick announcements. I already made these announcements yesterday, but I'll make them again very briefly. And just remind you guys that Pokemon tea is going to be going up in price on the 31st. So you have until Halloween to lock in the price as it is now, which should be $20 on the website. If you have not already purchased Pokemon tea and you're looking for a really cool classic of Magic that's been reimagined, updated, using a really cool theme, I recommend checking it out. Pokemon tea at dewscala.com. Remember, on the 31st, the price is going up. Welcome, Ian. How are you, my friend? Ian's a great friend of mine, and also fellow cast member. Used to work at the Disneyland Magic Shop. Very, very good friend and amazing magician. Good to see you, Ian. So I'm hanging out here in Batu, aka the Star Wars land / Galaxy's Edge. Some pretty cool stuff here. Big old freaking X-Wing behind me. We're gonna go find a Millennium Falcon here in a bit. But I'm heading into work. I just figured I would chat with you guys for a little bit. Let's see if I can remember how to pull up chat. There we go. Noah, back for more. Noah joined us yesterday as well. Some cool stuff here. But just real quick, let me remind you guys about the new Mob Squad tier list for members. So if you are a member, there are 3 different tiers to keep in mind. Tier number 1, which is called Mob Support. That is the $1 a month membership tier. You are going to get access to the early access playlist to be able to watch videos before they premiere. You'll also, of course, get badges and emojis and all of that cool stuff. The Mob Squad has been updated to a $5 a month tier. If you were part of the Mob Squad before at the $1 a month membership, unfortunately, I was not able to grandfather you guys. I really wanted to. YouTube told me that I would need to make a new tier for that. I was not able to just simply change the price and have you guys grandfathered in it. So what ended up happening was you guys were set into the support tier now, which means you will no longer have access to the tutorials playlist. If you want access to the tutorials playlist, you are going to upgrade to the $5 a month membership. And the reason that I decided to do this is really simple. The website that I was using, Weebly, to host my online store, very, very difficult to manage digital content. So I figured I would move all of my digital content from my website to my YouTube channel. Just make it easy. You guys can just stream the videos. You can watch as many of them as you want to. Right now, there's over 50 tutorials in the tutorials playlist. So I figured you guys would be able to check that out. And it's only $5 a month. Instead of spending $20 on one trick, you spend $5 and you have access to my full library. So I just thought that that would make a lot more sense. Last but not least, I added a 3rd tier called Mob Boss. Mob Bosses will get access to the tutorials playlist as well as the early access playlist. But on top of all that, you will also have the opportunity to have a one-on-one live session with me on Zoom once a month, or hop on the phone with me for 30 minutes 4 times a month. So once a week, essentially. And the idea there being, I would be privately mentoring you and allowing you guys to ask me whatever questions you want or work on new magic or anything like that. Looks like the first order is making their way through Batu here. We have some stormtroopers. Pretty cool. Looks like they're taking pictures with some Jedi. That's so cool. I love it. Look at the dog. He's got like a Rebel Alliance Resistance vest on. It's so cool. So, yeah, just to reiterate, Mob Support, $1 a month. You get early access to videos. Mob Squad, $5 a month. You get early access to videos and tutorials. Here comes the first order. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I'm an Imperial sympathizer, it's okay. First order is not playing today. So, wasn't that cool? So, yeah, anyways, Mob Squad, $5 a month. You get access to the early access playlist and the tutorials playlist. And Mob Boss is $100 a month. You get access to my tutorials, early access videos, and you get those private one-on-ones with me. Once a month videos or once a week phone calls. So that is my announcements for the day. Let's see who's joining us. We got like 6 people in here. Very cool. Oh, you know what? I almost completely forgot. Like the coolest part of Star Wars Land. And I like rushed right past it because I was so distracted by those stormtroopers. Let me walk back over there real quick. I got some extra time. I'll walk over there real quick. And I'm going to show this to you guys because this is so cool. Well, there's 2 things that I really enjoy. I really enjoy the First Order base. I think it looks really cool. They got like a First Order landing shuttle there. It looks really cool. And then the other one, for those of you who have never been, I'm not going to spoil it just yet. Sit tight because we're going to walk over there in a second. Probably the coolest thing you'll ever see in your entire life, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. But let me show you guys. First of all, the level of detail in here. This area is really cool. So, let me show you guys this. It's so cool. It's like a First Order shuttle. And then we're gonna walk over to this other area. In the meantime, let me see who's in here. You're gonna be at the park on Sunday. I am gonna be here on Sunday. I'm gonna be here Sunday morning. So right at park opening up until 2:30, and then I'm peacing out. I have something going on after work, so I won't be able to stay. But yes, I am here Sunday morning. Thank you so much for asking, Noah. Steve says, very cool. I'm guessing he's talking about stormtroopers and stuff. Weston Ding in the house also joined us live yesterday. Very awesome. Thanks for being in here again, Weston. I have a class, so I have to leave in a couple minutes. No worries, buddy. I'm going to be hopping off here soon, too. Bear Magic says, I look forward to seeing it at World. Yes, Disney World in Florida also has a Galaxy's Edge and also has the same attractions. The Galaxy's Edge Magic Shop, yes. Where we teach you the ways of the Jedi and how to use the Force. All right, you guys ready for this? I don't know if you guys are going to be able to handle this. You ready? What? That is a, I'm guessing 1-to-1 scale replica of the Millennium Falcon. Really, really, really cool. Super awesome. Let me walk over here so you guys can see the level of detail. All right, Bear. Thanks so much for coming in, pal. I'll see you later, okay? Look at this. Isn't that cool? When I demo the UFO card, I actually float it off of their hand and I say that I'm a Jedi. So I kind of do demo it like I'm a Jedi using the Force, which is kind of cool. We unofficially do that since the Disneyland Magic Shop, believe it or not, is a third-party store. We are not owned and operated by Disney. We are owned and operated by a third-party company. We have to really be careful with the Disney licensing that we use. So the only Disney merchandise that we really sell in the store are officially licensed merchandise from third-party suppliers. For example, Theory 11. For those of you who don't know, Theory 11, a really, really nice playing card company, playing card producer. They make Star Wars cards, Mandalorian cards, Avengers playing cards, things like this. So we carry those in the Magic Shop. But like if we wanted to carry Disneyland t-shirts and Star Wars t-shirts and stuff, we're not really allowed to do that. Just because we have like a non-compete agreement with Disney parks. But still pretty cool nonetheless that we're able to have some of that stuff. So we unofficially demo the UFO, kind of like a, oh, I'm a Jedi using the Force. I do a haunted deck with it, and I use the Star Wars playing cards to do the haunted deck. So it's like I'm using the Force to cut the cards and then pull their card out of the deck. It's pretty cool. It's fun. Garrett Jones, this is fantastic. Hi, Mike. Hi, everyone. How are you doing, my friend? So good to see you in here. Thank you for joining. For those of you who are just coming in, I'm walking through Galaxy's Edge. I'm about to walk out of Galaxy's Edge and into Frontierland. I'm heading into work. I have a shift at the Disneyland Magic Shop tonight. Going to be demoing some cool stuff, selling some magic, teaching some magic, and just having fun. So if you guys want, if you're in the park tonight, come and say hello. I'll be here all night. I'm closing tonight, starting at 6 o'clock. So come see me. Yesterday, we walked through the west side of the park. We walked through Adventureland, Frontierland, Norland Square, and Critter Country. And I pointed out all of the places that I used to work as a Disneyland cast member. I used to be in attractions. So I worked at 5 different attractions here. If you guys want to figure out which attractions those are, you're welcome to watch that live stream that I did yesterday. You guys can check that out. But today, we are going to walk through Fantasyland and Tomorrowland, and then we're going to head in, okay? Just saw a friend of mine that I used to work with. That's what I love about walking through Disneyland. I always run into people that I know. Good friends of mine that I used to work with, or every once in a while I'll run into a magician, which is pretty cool. For those of you who have not been to the parks since it's reopened, right now they're doing a reservation system, which is a little annoying because you have to make a reservation in advance before you can come. You can't just show up, buy a ticket, and come in, even if you're a pass holder. So that's a little bit annoying. But other than that, not terrible. The parks are getting busier and busier now as we're ramping up towards the holiday season. But it's not quite at full capacity yet, but it is feeling like it might be. It's getting a little bit busier. Disney has also introduced Genie Plus, which is basically a pay-to-play version of the Fast Pass system, which is very helpful. I highly, highly recommend getting Genie Plus if you're going to come into the park, because it's going to cut down on your wait times on a lot of the rides. I want to say it's like $20 per person for the whole day. So for an extra $100 for a family of 5 to be able to get in a few extra attractions, I definitely think it's worth. But yeah, so this is Brianna's favorite attraction. She really, really loves the carousel. This one and Dumbo, those are like her two favorites right now. So yeah, it's a classic carousel, really cool. So let's see who else is in here. I got a few people. Noah says, do you get to use back entrance to the park? Yes, I do. I'm able to get myself in. Disneyland cast members are also able to bring their family and friends into the park. Unfortunately, I'm not officially a cast member anymore. I'm a third-party partner because, like I said, the Magic Shop is not owned by Disney. It is a third-party ran store. So I don't have the ability to bring family and friends in the same way that I used to. They give us holiday season comp tickets that are good for a couple of people to come in as like a little thank you holiday time bonus thing. But other than that, I don't really have the ability to bring friends and family in, which is a little bit of a bummer, but I get it. I'm not officially a cast member, so it is what it is. But I myself can get in whenever I want to. Technically, I am not officially in the park at the moment, so I'm not really allowed to go on any of the rides or anything because I'm heading into work. But yeah, I do get the ability to come into the park whenever I want, which is pretty cool. So if I wanted to just come in one day after work and just chill with some friends or something, I'm happy to do that. But yeah, fun times. Who else is here? Hungry and Hungover says, Hey dude, I bought your boxed reset and loving it. Awesome routine. Hey, I'm so glad to hear that, man. I was just performing boxed reset yesterday, actually, for someone that wanted to see something cool with cards that they haven't seen before. Usually my go-to is boxed reset or tour de force, my triumph effect. Oh, there goes the monorail. Or lately, I've really been enjoying performing progressive oil and water, which is a new effect that I had just put out through Deuce Gala. So if you guys haven't seen that, it's an oil and water routine, but I know a lot of people don't like oil and water because it's kind of repetitive and boring. This version I think you might enjoy, so you might want to check it out. It's not repetitive, it's not boring, and it's kind of fooling. There's a self-working element to the effect that makes it very fair, and it's fooling if you don't know how the self-working aspect works, so it's pretty cool. Here is, try to get a good view of it. It's kind of washed out because the sun is like right behind it. I should have showed you guys this on the other side, but this is the Matterhorn mountain. One of the, how many mountains are there? Big Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain, Matterhorn, Space Mountain, and am I forgetting something? Is there a fifth one? I thought there was a fifth one, right? I feel like I'm forgetting one. But if I was to work on the east side of the park, so yesterday we talked about the west side versus the east side. The west side, if you're standing at the main entrance looking towards the castle on Main Street, everything to the left of the castle is the west side. Everything to the right of the castle is the east side of the park. If I was to work over here on the east side, more than likely, I would want to work at Space Mountain. Space Mountain is a really fun, a little stressful if you're an employee, but fun place to work. I've had many friends work over here at Space Mountain, and it's one of those attractions that really tests you because you have to constantly be moving. But yeah, really fun attraction. We're about to walk by Space Mountain here in just a minute, and let's see. I noticed that you always start the stream in Frontierland. Yeah, so fun story. So the backstage area that I come out through, because I don't walk through the main gate to come into work, I go through a side entrance through a separate set of security. I scan my ID to get in, and I walk through, they call it the backstage area. This is basically the employee-only access areas that are around the park. I walk in through there, and one of the employee access areas spits me out right by the Hungry Bear restaurant in Critter Country. So that's why I started the stream there the last couple days. Because as soon as I went through those doors, I turned on my camera. I'm not allowed to record backstage, so only while I'm here on stage, meaning in Disneyland proper, you know, like where all the guests are allowed to be and everything. So yeah, good question. Also, if you watched yesterday's episode, I talk about why I enjoy walking through Frontierland and Adventureland so much. And that is because I spent 8 years of my life working in those areas in attractions. So if you guys want to figure out which attractions those are, watch yesterday's video. You'll never know if you go on a ride. Yeah, I mean, they won't. You're right. Like right now, I can go on a ride and probably not get in trouble. I think security has better things to do than to be following cast members around to make sure that they're not riding the rides on their day off. But here is Space Mountain. And that's the entrance. The mountain itself is that white thing in the background. So pretty cool. The Star Tours is also over here. Speaking of Star Wars, why don't we go into this store and we can look at a couple of cool Star Wars merchandise opportunities. Let's see. Ride the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, because it's my second favorite attraction. I actually really like that one too. My favorite part about that ride is going through the room that looks like an acid trip where like the heffalumps and woozles are singing and stuff. It's my favorite part. All right, let's see what we have in here. I should have gone through the marketplace and bought two, but it gets really loud in there. So I'm just gonna kind of walk you guys through here. Right now, let's see. There was something that I wanted to get, but I'm trying to see if they have it. They got some cool stuff. They have some cool Halloween stuff. They have lightsabers in here. They have like Din Djarin Halloween costume and Boba Fett and Darth Vader. They have Stormtrooper, Clone Trooper masks and stuff, plushies. This is pretty cool. This is, I call this Build a Lightsaber Light, right? Because this is the budget-friendly version of Build a Lightsaber, where you pick the different lightsaber parts, you pick the handle, the hilt color, the beam color, and all that cool stuff. And you construct the lightsaber. You can choose a double-bladed one or a regular one, or you can kind of make your own, right? You can get creative with it. It's really cool. Now, if you go into Galaxy's Edge, they have a build your own lightsaber experience that is a lot more involved. So rather than just like picking the lightsabers and stuff, it's like a whole experience, right? You pick your lightsaber crystal, you construct your lightsaber, you go into a room and you plug your lightsaber into this big like lightsaber generator thing. I don't know what it's supposed to be. And room, like the cast member, right, that's working there, they make like this big show of it, and then all the lightsabers turn on at once, and you pick up your lightsabers and you do like the Highlander thing, right? So that's pretty cool. All right, let's see here. I've been studying, Hungry Hungover says, I've been studying the works of Juan Tamariz and have fallen in love with his material. What are your thoughts on the Spanish School of Magic, Tamariz, De Ortiz, Aragon, etc.? Those guys are on a different level. That's for sure. I absolutely love Juan Tamariz, and I definitely talk a lot about different things that he lectures on that have just stood out to me, right? Like one of them being leading them down the garden path. This is a concept. You construct your magic in such a way to make them feel like they're going to figure it out, actually walking in the opposite direction from the method. So, for example, just a quick example, right? Maybe you do a coin vanish and you hold your hand in this kind of weird way, just like this, right? And you say, yeah, I see the coin is completely gone. And then they're looking at your hand and you go, no, really, the coin is completely gone. And then you show your hand. You're leading them down the garden path, so to speak, right? Where you're making them believe, oh, I know how you did it. You're just hiding the coin in your hand. And then when you show that there's nothing there, not only are they fooled, number one, but number two, you've led them so far away from the moment that you actually vanished and ditched the coin that they're not going to be able to reconstruct when that moment happened in their mind. So Tamariz talks about that. Tamariz also, I don't remember exactly the name of the technique or where it's from, but he has this technique where he does like a double lift, but as he's turning the cards over, he outjogs the top card so that it falls onto the deck askew from the card under it. So after you do the double lift, you very cleanly pick up a single card, and it looks like the whole time it was just a single card, right? So it's a really beautiful move. I want to say I did a video on it somewhere. I'll try to find it and link you guys to it. But I'll probably end up doing another video on it just because it's so cool. All right, let's see. A couple other people said something. Let's see here. Garrett says, Disney World looks cool, busier than I expected this time, although I've never been. So right now I'm at the Disneyland Park in Anaheim, California. That's where I work. I live here in California. From what I hear, Disney World at this time of the year is also very busy. We're getting into their holiday season too. But the Disneyland Park, just to give you an idea how crowded it is, it's not terribly crowded at the moment. It's probably going to get a little bit more crowded. Usually the later in the evening it gets, the more crowded it gets. And a good judge of how crowded it is to look at Main Street, because if Main Street is completely packed and you can't walk, you know that it's going to be a long day. But right now it's not terribly bad. I'm going to say the park is probably at like 70% capacity, maybe 80. But yeah, we're definitely not near full capacity. And that does happen during the holidays, by the way, where Disneyland will literally close its gates and stop letting people in, even if you bought a ticket. They're like, sorry, you can't come in. The park is at capacity. The fire marshal's going to shut us down if we don't close the gates. So that does happen. But here I am on Main Street. Let's see. Also, how do you apply for Fool Us? I'd love to know about your experience from when they found out you'd be on it. Must have been a legendary experience. Yes. So 2 things. Number 1, the way that you audition for it is very simple. The producers are going to make what's called a casting call. All that means is that they're going to make an announcement saying, hey guys, we're looking for people to be on Fool Us for the next season. What you're going to do is you're going to respond by sending an email with a detailed description about yourself, what you plan to do on the show, and a video demo of the effect. You don't have to teach it. You don't have to give them the method, but they just want to see you performing the thing. And it is really a good idea to not perform it one-on-one for the camera, like in your room, right? It should be a live performance so that they can see it being performed in the wild. And the video quality should be really good. The audio quality should be good. They should be able to hear you. They should be able to see what's going on. All of that stuff, so that there's no question what the effect is, right? The easier you make it for them, the easier it's going to be for them to see whether or not they want to have you on the show. So here's the shop. This is where I work. Right? So I'm going to be heading in there in just a bit. I'm actually going to go grab a refreshment before I before I go into work. So we're not going to pop in there just yet. I'll answer a couple of your guys' questions and then we're going to hop off here in a few minutes. Again, thank you to everyone that's joined so far. But what was I talking about? I got sidetracked there. Oh yes, Fool Us. So you're going to send in that audition, right? Now, if you want to find out more about my experience on Fool Us, I actually did a whole, it's like an hour-long video detailing my whole experience, how I got on the show, what the process was like, what to look for if you want to audition, best practices on how to get the producers to want to have you on the show, all of these things. So I recommend you guys check that out. Let's see here. Disney Fan 2005. Shortcut to Pooh is through Fantasyland, Galaxy's Edge, Critter Country. Yes, definitely. There are some like little quick zigzags so you don't have to walk all the way around so that you can get straight there. King B says hi. Hello, my friend. Juan Rodriguez says hello. Disney Fan 2005. Oh no. I don't know what that means. No worrying, Juan. I used to work for Disney, but over at HQ as a product developer. Very cool. Very cool. Thanks, man. I'll check out your video for sure. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. This was fun. I'm going to head backstage now. I'm going to go get a refreshment, freshen up a little bit, all that good stuff. And I will catch you guys later. Again, if you're in the park, come say hello. And Garrett says, thanks for explaining Disney World Land as a Welshman. I'm inexperienced in these things. No problem, my friend. Hopefully you can come across the pond and come hang out one of these days, whether it be Walt Disney World or here at Disneyland Park in Anaheim. You know what's my favorite? It opened on St. Patrick's Day of 2005. I don't know. What is it? Let us know, Disney fan. What is that attraction? And I will end on that note. Thanks, Garrett. Buzz Lightyear. Ooh, that's a good one, too. I walked right past there just now. That's a really good one. Another one of my daughter's favorite attractions, and she's actually pretty good at it, too. She's good at hitting the targets and all that. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.